But now it's the Deslondes, and let's hear another song from you guys.
All right, Dan.
All right.
Dan.
This is also off the new album. It's called Consider Me. When I'm out here standing for everything I believe in, oh, mama, consider me. When I'm out here running through the rain and it's freezing, oh, mama, consider me. Consider me when you're thinking of yourself. Maybe there's someone who's thinking of you. Consider me when you're sharing all the well. Maybe I'm someone who could use a little too. What can I do? When your walls are crumbling and the time is fleeting, oh, mama, consider me. And when your own words betray you from a tongue you don't speak in, mama, consider me. Consider me when you can't find a friend. Come to find out they were right here with you. Consider me when you're thinking it's the end. Come to find out we were just starting out too. What can I do?
Song called Consider Me from the Deslondes here on WNCW from the new album Ways and Means. Dan Cutler, the bassist, singing that one, and John James Tourville doing one of my favorite guitar licks on the new album is on that song. I love that one. That's great. I don't know, so far already you can kind of see the democratic process of how you guys come up with your songs. A bunch of different singers, and you all write together or maybe write separately and bring the songs together. How is that? Kind of how it is? Both of it, okay. Sometimes you all just gather into a group hive and the song comes together. And
there's usually, we usually bring something to the table and it gets, rearranged.
Yeah.
Sometimes, more or less.
Sometimes, do you guys bring a nugget of a song and you might have it in your mind, this is how the melody is, or this is kind of the feel, and it ends up happening totally different? Like a totally different sound?
Sometimes it ends up getting a whole different rhythm.
Like a
arrangement.
Right.
It comes in as like a country song and then ends up becoming a 6/8 R&B song or something like that.
Yeah, the time signature and all of it might just change just cause.
Yeah. Yeah, Ways and Means sounded pretty different.
Oh, the title track did? Ways and Means, okay.
Initially.
Yeah. Well, it's a baker's dozen plus one on this new album, Ways and Means, 14 tunes. And now you guys have maybe kind of taken a hiatus, I guess, before the pandemic. You guys are like, you're pioneers. A lot of bands kind of broke up during the pandemic. You guys took a hiatus even before that happened.
And then we got back together during
I
it.
know,
Yeah,
brilliant.
We do things backwards.
Exactly, not backwards. Just like I say, you're pioneers.
Yeah, pioneers.
Why you guys? I guess you had done a couple of great records under the Deslondes name, and then some cool solo releases. Riley, that was a great introduction to spotlighting you with that album of yours that we got. Remember that one in particular.
Thank you.
By the way, Riley's wearing his albino skunk shirt for those that know of the Skunk Fest.
We're not too far from there.
No, you're not. Festival. He's wearing it loud and proud. He did a great session there with that album, and it's cool to hear of you guys doing these solo projects. But I think John James was like, let's get. What do you think about getting the band back together? And sounds great that you guys did it. And did this album Ways and Means? How long did the album take to come into fruition?
I guess we demoed.
John doesn't have a mic, but
Yeah, I guess.
You want to talk about this one?
hey, do that.
Yeah, I guess we like demoed for like a few weeks in New Orleans, and then the actual recording of the album, we did it in 2 separate sessions in about a week and a half for each session. We did it 1 session in June, and then came back in September. I guess what year? That was last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. And it seems like you guys just kind of work really well and cohesively, kind of like a family, right? Family on the road.
We spent a lot of time.
It's like a
together.
family on the road, yeah.
Are you guys, any of you from New Orleans too, or you all just kind of create your family there?
None of us are from there.
None of you from there.
We all ended up in the same neighborhood years ago, and
Yeah.
we just hung out and lived together for a long time there.
Yeah, and you take your name from a street there. It's in the Lower 9th, I think. Right?
That's right.
What's this venue where you did it? The Tiger Men Den? Sounds like that's a pretty interesting place. If the walls could talk.
Yeah, it's an event space that over the years, Lisa, who owns the place, has kind of used it to host weddings and stuff, and and that pays the bills. And then she hooks up local musicians and does a children's camp, and she's kind of doing a Robin Hood thing of getting money from people that have money, and then making the space available for art to happen for real cheap. And so she just opened up the space and let us hang out and live there and record. We recorded our second record there too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But this time we just arranged songs there and then went to Nashville.
All right. Cool. Yeah, the Tiger Men Den. I just kind of read a bit about it. And it sounded
Yeah,
like
it's got
pretty.
Cajun brunches once a month.
Yeah.
It's the place. It's on the cover of the album.
That's the place on the cover. Yeah, it's funky looking. Well, New Orleans seems to be a place where a lot of that kind of genesis can happen. Like you mentioned, the Robin Hood method of doing things.
It's a really, really old building from the
Okay.
early 1800s, and apparently it was this dad built it for his daughter because his daughter wasn't going to get married, and so she turned it into a general store, and kids that were being forced into labor would run off the ships and like steal away from the bosses, and then she would take them and hide them upstairs until she found foster homes for them. So that was like the beginning of that building, was finding homes for children who'd been captured to work on the ships.
Wow, man, that's fascinating.
Yeah, it's a crazy place.
There's some rich history there in New Orleans, and you guys have just such a neat kind of gumbo, if you will, of different sounds that come together with what you do. When you guys are practicing jamming, do you go off into different kind of genres of music to jam as well too? You're living in the land of great styles of jazz and blues, and you guys kind of go off in that direction too?
Yeah, we listen to it all.
Yeah.
We like to just sit around, and if we have a Bluetooth or something, one guy will play something totally different, and the next guy will do the same.
Uh-huh.
We listen to about all of it.
Yeah.
It's a very eclectic car ride.
I bet it is. Be cool to listen to the playlist of these guys on the car ride. Can I go along with you to Baltimore?
Sure,
I
yeah.
need to head up
Hop
to
in.
Maryland
Got
soon.
tons of room in the van.
Really? Okay, that'd be great. All right.